When you think of school, you think of fun activities and talking with friends. But most importantly, you should be thinking of learning in the classrooms with your teachers. However, that is not the case right now. COVID-19 hit back in March of 2020 and caused schools all around the country to shut down and forced teachers and students into an online platform to teach and learn. This platform was foreign to both groups and required adaptations to lessons, teaching styles and methods, and technology for distance learning online. Teachers had to make adjustments fast to ensure that their students could still receive their education.
Returning to school with no students, it has been difficult. But to be honest, since the shutdown, I have been at school. Like most administrators, we have not been home. We have been on campuses. So it is very eerie to go to each of my sites and see nobody here.
And so it was learning to teach the student how to access everything online. Because I kind of already knew how, because I am a tech teacher also. And so I helped my colleagues with their technical support. So they call me to ask how to do things. So I already knew how to do a lot of the online stuff, but we have had to learn a bunch of new things.
So we've had to start from the beginning on how to create Google Docs, how to use the tools, how to Zoom, how to get on Canvas. So it's been a lot of learning with these students, and step by step, before we even get to the academics that we needed, we had to make our students comfortable talking amongst each other, using the tools.
I did sort of a crash course over the summer. Our school decided to implement a new online platform called Canvas, which you may already be familiar with, but it was brand new to me. So I took some extra instruction over the summer, trying to learn how to use it and develop it. And then I tried teaching it to my students, and I fell flat on my face because I would forget how to do certain things or forget certain details. And so I honestly haven't implemented it as well as I wanted to this year with my students.
We got Canvas, and so we had to learn how to do Canvas, setting up a class and then teaching our students how to do it. And then it was going through Google. And so we had to teach the student, I've had to teach my students how to set up Google files to make it easier to turn in some assignments in Canvas. And they weren't doing that before. So it's been different.
I think the transition from, when you're at work, you are at work, and then you leave work and you leave work. When you're at home and at work, those two tend to bleed together. I would say that was probably one of those things where I had to stop and just sort of say, work is over. And so the beautiful thing is I have an office. I'm in my office. And so one of my habits now is when the day is over, I turn the lights out in here, I clear off my desk, put everything away, and I close the door for at least 40 minutes or so, so that I psychologically leave this space. But I think that's probably been the most challenging thing.
Our conclusion as a staff was that we need more data before we can make a conclusive analysis. But it seems kind of a mixed bag. A lot of our students are doing better academically overall. They're not earning as many A's, but they're also earning far fewer F's. Socially, we're all struggling a little bit more. And so there's a lot more need for, we really have to help students work through their emotions more this way. And so I really feel it's a mixed bag. I do. For some of my students with social anxieties, they're loving this because they don't have to come into the classroom and worry about an interaction with other people and the unknowns that are involved in that. But even those students are also a little bit more isolated than usual. And so even they're struggling a little bit with some of those. There's a lot more depression. There's a lot more just general struggling with being motivated. And so I think that we're going to find that for some students, this is more effective. But I really feel that even those students who excel in an online environment really do need that some form of interaction. some kind of a blend there where they're still getting some peer interaction. That's my take on it so far.
I think online is where things are going. I think I'm giving my students, by insisting that they do this program online, I think I'm giving my students even a bigger jump ahead, a larger leap in preparation for college, in preparation for life itself. I mean, a lot of companies are now using more technology. I'd love to be one of those people that at least offer that version of education moving forward, because I think it's valuable. I like it.
This pandemic, I think that as our school grows, we will probably have the option of online learning in an independent study format. I think we will have a small portion of our students that are very successful at that and are very good at that. And I think we will probably keep that as part of our charter.